Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to your first game of this 2022 DAL season, and what a game it's going to be. I'm NSC, joined by Blaze.
It seems like it's been a whole year since we've seen you guys. That's our one for stream.
Get it out early, get the cringe out early. But let's see what we got so far. Club, Oregon gone, not surprising.
Yeah, it's going to be seeing our maps here. Going to be having Club and Oregon gone, as you said. Villa picked by 1 HP. Coastline. Oh, my bad. Genesis. And then Coastline by 1 HP. Bank and then Cafe being taken off the board. 1 HP deciding to have Chalet as the decider map. It's pretty interesting here to see Coastline on the board. That's going to be one of your more favorite band maps. However, as this is a best of 3 format, you're going to have some of these maps occasionally slip through the cracks. And as well, seeing both Club and Oregon taken out of the map pool, those are two of the most popular and most practiced maps
Yeah.
taken out of play. So this is going to be quite an interesting series to see how both Genesis and 1 HP not only play Villa, but how they play their coast.
Yeah, taken out immediately too. Club and Oregon, definitely the two most favored maps, I would say, in A. Probably maybe Cafe above Oregon, but arguably so. taken out immediately. That leaves two of the only attacker-favored maps left in and played tonight, Coastline and, of course, if we go to Chalet. Very excited to see how that's gonna go. I know that 1 HP is a very thorough, very strat-heavy, attacking favored team, so I think they're gonna come out strong on both Coastline. I think that's why they picked it. But to see Chalet as well, gonna be interesting. 1 HP, definitely my favorite for the match tonight. They've picked up some new players from Genesis. They're gonna mesh well. I know they're gonna mesh well. I'm excited to see this. I think that we're not gonna go to a decider, but you never know. Genesis might have, some cards up their sleeve. They, as I just said, 1 HP picked up 2 players from Genesis. So how is Genesis gonna come back with the 2 new players that they've picked up?
Yeah, that is a good question to ask, and you're already starting to show some of that bias leaning towards 1 HP, and I personally as well, I'm going to be leaning towards 1 HP in this series as well, but I do believe our players are ready here in the lobby, so going to be we're not going to keep you away from the action any longer. We're going to get right into it on our sunny sunset villa.
Let's do it. I mean, and what a good map to start out and showcase. 1 HP is going to be on the defense. Definitely a defender-sided map. Given that 1 HP elected to go to Coastline, if they can start out really strong here on their defenses, we're going to be seeing a very exciting matchup tonight.
Yeah, and with Villa as well, a lot of the bans you'll typically see are going to be Thatcher being taken off the board. You're going to see Hibana. Interesting ban coming out being Nomad. That could be targeted towards Genesis. As we stated, we have 2 of the players from the previous Genesis roster now on 1 HP, but we do as well see the Thatcher being taken up off the board here.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely going to know sort of what Genesis is going to bring. I'm not surprised to see a little bit of a wonky ban. Nomad's not far-fetched, but definitely not common. I'm not surprised to see that Valkyrie banned out, very common. So I think Genesis is going with pretty standard. They know what they're up against, and 1 HP does as well. So we're going to see 1 HP go with the off bans, Genesis go with the standard bans. I think I'm going to see a Mira. Yeah, Mira. Okay.
Right.
So
Other than
not
the
too
Nomad,
far-fetched.
yeah, other than Nomad, not too many wonky bans coming out here from either of these teams, but Nomad is still a pretty potent operator on Villa, able to cut off quite a few flanks that could be coming out from 1 HP or from Genesis on their defenses. And start off, we do actually have a little bit of an interesting lineup coming out from 1 HP here. We have both Tachanka and Echo, 2 operators right now that you don't see quite in the meta, but we are going to be seeing the 6 pick off the Echo to the mute. So still having that Tachanka on the board, whether or not he's running the LMG or not, is yet to be seen. Pretty bog standard lineup coming out from the attacking side on Genesis here. The Finka, Yana, Twitch, Zofia, and your Hibana, and it does turn out that Louis does indeed have the LMG for Tachanka, and as you can see, that LMG has a high destructive capability, so that's going to be assisting in getting the site set up in record fashion so that these players can not only extend out, but roam quite heavily on this aviator and game side, statue and trophy side of the map. As you can see, pretty interesting setup coming out from
5 seconds left.
Yeji and from Bean here on the side. So we do actually have that deployable shield from Tachanka being placed on top red. So it's going to be a heavy focus on trying to prevent that statue and trophy side take.
Yeah, which is, they put so much emphasis on holding those red stairs and holding against the trophy push, but I don't think we're going to see that. Based on what we're seeing right now, just from these attacker setups, it looks like they're going to go for a bottom 4 control, get a little bit of the control established in piano, established in reading, and then work their way up main stairs. Now, they're not totally out of luck. I mean, we can see that 1HP is set up for that, but a large focus of their utility is on the wrong side of the map. I think that maybe Genesis did their homework here, having known what 1HP was going to bring. I mean, they're already set up to start taking this main control. We're not 45 seconds into the round.
Early grenade does come out, tags up Bean Yacht about 25 HP. Not too much coming out here, though. Not too much utility burned for the defense. Still have a lot of impacts and primary utility in pocket. We do actually see the first smoke canister coming out from Ani, but Bembo with a nice grenade from vault, from bottom vault into top vault, does take out Louis. 14 Shumika's in pocket still, but Bean with a nice refrag does take out Reapa's, putting his team in a good position since he still had a lot of nades in pocket. And Ani with a nice spray on Bembo and Hunter puts his team in a big advantage, taking out quite a few of those Hibana Kairos pellets as well. Raki here, however, does try to get a little bit more damage on the board, but not able to make anything of it.
No, wow, yeah, that was, I mean, we saw the entry kill come out. I was just about to say that I would like to see them put a little bit more thought into the nades that they used. It seems like they were kind of just throwing utility around and not doing anything specific with it. But then we saw the trade out. Ani got a nice double kill. We just see Raki get taken out, down in the 1v4. Dag's going to find one, but still a 1v3, winnable, but no. We're going to see Yeji swing around with that shotgun. Wow, Ani really the savior of that round there. Having secured that double kill, that excellent work. I mean, what it had to have been a nice shot. Had to have been just clean.
Yeah, and there, as you were stating, it seemed like Genesis was a little bit lost in what they were wanting to do with their grenade utility there. And, seeing that early pick out onto the Chonka specifically was a very good utility removed off the board. But we did actually see it all start to come apart right here in this replay as they went for that study push. And then, as well, Raki being taken out from the vault swing here did not play into Genesis' favor, putting them in a 1v4, which got cleaned up on that skull push.
Yeah, it was a nice shot. Dag maybe had a chance. Wasn't ready for the mute swing. End of the round. Heading in round 2, most likely going to be, seeing Trophy Statuary come up. I'm excited to see. I think that Genesis is going to have their homework done again. They're going to be ready for the... No. No, I stand corrected. That's going to be a reading hole. Huh.
Okay.
This is
It's
so...
little bit interesting. Library and reading is not a common sight to see played at all in all tiers of play, but we kind of see where this reasoning for it is coming through. Castle recently had a slight rework where you got an additional barricade going up from 3 to 4, but they do take 3 hits less, going from 12 to 9 to destroy. And as well, you're going to see that the living room side of this hold is going to be extending out into the red hallway and piano. So
yeah,
that is going to be quite...
What's interesting here is that, like you said, reading is not... It's not even the tertiary site for most teams. It's often the quaternary site. Early gunfight. Bimbo finding Bean right there at the top of bookshelf. Bean's gonna back up to 90, but are they ready? Do they know that she was here?
This is gonna
Bimbo's
be a
gotta be ready for this.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's wow. Can't be much on it. Bean found Reapers, but Dag is here on 90 and he knows that Bean's tucked in 90. He's gotta be able to find this gunfight, or they've gotta be able to get a trade out. There's one. Raki. Oh my god, no. Bean.
Oh my goodness, Bean!
Oh, Bean, somebody's got to stop this man.
You got some baked beans.
Oh, Genesis is doing all of their homework, but it does not matter because when it comes down to the test, they're not performing. And wow.
Bold strategy there, Cotton, and didn't work out quite too well. That really just came down to those early gunfights there for Genesis. They didn't win the early gunfight, specifically Bembo onto Chu, who was on the Rooney that round.
Well,
That
and had
initial
Bimbo been able to do a little bit more damage to Bean and survive a little bit, maybe have just a 60 HP or as opposed to the 20 that he had,
I
it
mean,
it
yeah, if he had landed a single bullet on the bean, that would have been better than landing none.
yeah, and then losing, of course, 90 HP to Bean in the early engagement. He had Chu dead to rights. The only reason Chu was able to kill him is the Roni fires so quick, he hit the flick, landed just 1 or 2 bullets onto Bimbo
Attackers
before
need to
Bimbo could
locate and
really get the
defuse
good
bombs.
reaction time. That secured him the kill. Ultimately, everything with that round came down to that first engagement.
Yeah, those first two engagements, specifically putting Bembo onto that low HP count and making it to where they had to specifically win every gunfight on their HP total uh, of about 40 HP. As you
10
stated,
seconds to
making
insertion.
it to where Chu on the Roni just
5
was
seconds
able
left before
to
insertion.
make mincemeat of their total
Attackers need to
HP
locate and defuse a bomb.
in just a fraction of a second versus the slower fire rate of the LMG. Just very unfortunate situation for Gal.
Yeah, Finka's LMG, disgusting. Sophia's LMG, disgusting. We're seeing LMGs move into the meta more and more, but I mean the Roni is still crack. You can give it more vertical or give it more recoil. You can take away a little bit of its magazine. You're still not going to stop the Roni. That gun is disgusting. Something needs to be done.
I mean, try as they might, Ubisoft to nerf guns. Oh my god, yeah, gee, you can't get getting away with just 1 HP. The story of this match, the story of 1 HP this match is you can't keep getting away with this. But as I say that, Bembo finally does get the revenge back on the Yeji, putting them at 4-1 on this match.
Oh,
And Ani, as well, getting droned out from bathroom here, struggling to get the drones, but oh my goodness, barely misses the shot onto Raki there, and as well, narrowly dodging the person on Astro Repel. Not entirely sure who that was. I think it might be Raki. Or not Raki, but Reapa's. Nades coming out. Reapa's.
Bimbo.
Oh, it's Bembo. Nades flying high, but Bean does get a pick, but Reapa's gets a refrag onto Louis, who was playing just inside of their line of sight there. Raki in bathroom does fall to Bean, but Bean is unaware of the person Astro who's repositioned, and a nice shot by Ani onto Reapaz, and Bean with the 3K going down into final moments of the round, but unfortunately does end up closing it this third round out for 1 HP. And if I'm Genesis, I'm
you're
tugging
scared.
I'm tugging at my collar. I'm
Attackers have recovered their
swallowing a
diffuser.
little bit hard right there. I am stressing right now because they've taken 3 back-to-back rounds
There has been
on
dropped.
not only
Bomb
on
located by
2
attackers.
primary sites, but as well a site that's practically non-existent inside of the current metagame.
Yeah, and I mean 1 HP played that perfectly because they knew the site's not preferred, no, but they knew that if they could get those early picks up top, threaten the roam clear game of Genesis, they knew they had that round in the bag. It's exactly what they did, executed it flawlessly. We've seen a perfect cycle come through from 1 HP,
Defenders, protect your
heading
bombs from being
back
defused by attackers.
to Aviator Games now. They know how Genesis wants to attack it. I mean, they won this site with most, if not all, of their important utility on the other side of the map, and now they have room to switch it up. We're seeing a Buck come out, which was a switch from the first time we saw Genesis attack the site. Buck really is good at doing the exact same attack style that they wanted to do the round or the previous attack. Buck's going to get down into the net and he's going to apply a lot of vertical pressure. But now 1 HP set up.
5 seconds remaining.
They're still putting some utility on the Astro study statue or the Astro statuary side, but they know how Genesis attacked it the first time. Genesis does not appear to be switching up their attack style. I think this round's going to go in favor of 1 HP unless Genesis can really get something nice done.
Yeah, a lot of that utility being placed on the Astro side is going to be a little bit wasted since Genesis really does not want to touch that side of the map. Oh, pre-fire coming out from Raki does nearly connect with Zgeji. Just a hair too high, however, as there is a slightly different elevation in that hallway versus piano. But we do still see that extended play coming out from 1HP on both Astro and First Floor. Yeji, as a matter of fact, not only taking out Raki, but getting Bembo as well for their troubles. And Hunter just trying to creep in through this front door. Amazing play coming out from Yeji, though. And Louis on that roam as well, with Chu chiming in as well. Now putting Reapus in a 1 versus 5 situation. Not much is going to be coming out from this, as we do see a run out, which is going to maybe end in a consolation kill for Reapus here, should they win their gunfight. But it's not looking good, and the flawless round as well. Yeah, it's not looking good at all.
No, they're toying with their food. 1HP is absolutely playing with Genesis. They know too much about what Genesis wants to do and their play style, and they're using that to perfect execution. I mean, we saw 2 kills come out from Yeji just on gunfights that he really shouldn't even have won. They wasn't far enough into the round for Genesis to have the information to even be in a gunfight with him. He was in the same spot that they knew that he was previously, still managed to get 2 kills. I need to see more droning here from Genesis. I need to see more effective roam clearing and more effective pinches. What I'm seeing right now a lot of is face checking, a lot of gunfights that they shouldn't be taking because they don't have the proper knowledge, they don't have the proper pinches. Their attacks just look uncoordinated, unstructured. I need to see more from them. I know that they can do it. I know that they know how to set up their drones. We're seeing plenty of presets. The only reason that Yeji was getting fired at through the wall last round is because they had a drone on him and he gave away his position. Where did that drone go? Why was he not droned out again? We see Reapus here with the presets. Everything that they need. They just need to get the pieces to fall into place. If we can finish this out with 4-2, I think Genesis might have a chance to grabbing this match.
Yeah, and while it is looking just the slightest bit dire for Genesis, Villa, especially with these spans, really does favor the defensive side. Now, whether or not Genesis will be able to capitalize on these next 2 attacks to be able to make a power move on their defensive side is yet to be seen, but we as well are seeing Castle coming out yet again with this extended hold for library and living room, and as well we're seeing Yeji get some initial pressure coming out here, unaware of Reapus here in pantry, as Yeji does end up going down. That's one of your all-star players, higher performing players, taken off the board for 1 HP, as pantry and kitchen control does appear to be going by the wayside for 1 HP here.
No, I like how they're attacking it. They're putting their players a little bit more sparse on their roam clears, which is kind of what you have to do to clear out Villa. The one-dimensional attacks work to a degree, but for a site like Reading, you have to sort of space your players out a little bit more. You have to focus on clearing one part of the map and then move on to clear the other. Perfect drone bait. Wow. Good kill there from Raki. Pick up Louis.
And that's a perfect example there of exactly what you were talking about. That slower roam clear coming out from Genesis to get these roamers in a bad pinch, and as well droning in your entry so that they can trade your drone. But Bean as well does take out Hunter, but ends up being traded out eventually by Raki, putting Ani and Chu in a very sour position here going into this execute. Ani nearly being clipped by a bullet, dies to even a singular flashbang hitting them, but Bembo taking a lot of damage from Chu on that vertical angle. It is going to make it very rough for Bembo to make much happen here outside of their last Finka boost coming out.
And Ani's rotated out. Chu has knowledge on the position. They pushed into sight. Plant's going down. All they need to do here is they don't have a player holding red. That's horrible. They've got to have a player holding
Attackers are
red.
activating the bomb diffuser.
Where's Chu going to go when he drops? He's going to drop bathroom or he's going to come down red. All right, now Raki picks up. Chu's coming down red. Raki picks up Ani. They have knowledge on his position. They know that he came down red. Plants down 30 seconds. That good. Very, very solid round there.
That was yes, that was very good course correction coming out from Genesis to not only take their first attacking round, but as well adapting to that living room hold that 1 HP was bringing out, and the extensions
Bomb was
towards
located
red
by
and
attackers.
laundry that they had as well. The roam clear coming out from Genesis is what mainly allowed them to capitalize and punish this hyper extension and very, very loose amalgamation of players across the map for 1 HP. As you saw, you had Yeji, Louis, and Bean both died to just one-on-one gunfights, which really, really hurt 1 HP in the end, allowing them to just easily clean up the one anchor on site and Chu, the final player who was roaming here. But we're moving on to the final round of the defensive side for 1 HP. We are going to be seeing trophy and statuary coming out, same hold coming out from 1 HP, and with the interesting mute jammer placement coming out from Chu as well. So to explain what those two mute jammers in closet do, they prevent someone droning from closet window, and they prevent someone droning in from that drone hole right over by the master window on the west hand side. So that denies a lot of free intel that the attackers would typically be given just by having a little bit of extra game map knowledge.
Already, I like what I'm seeing from Genesis. It seems like they've changed up. They're course correcting, exactly like what you said. They're taking their mistakes that they've made and they're fixing them. I'm already seeing players pushing behind drones. I'm seeing a lot more knowledge attempted to be grabbed. And I'm seeing a study over push, which is when defense is doing the kind of hold that 1 HP is doing, is ultimately one of the best pushes that you can do. It's just attacking straight from study side, do study over. They've got their roam clearing set up, they have knowledge on the players, and there's not a whole lot of assistance here for Chu. Chu could very well find him in a bad spot. They got the 90 player, Reaper's going to take some damage, but if nade comes through, they got everything that they need to get that set up, and there we go. We find the pick, it's untradeable. Now we have a 5-4 advantage. Reapers is only taking a little bit of damage. This is a perfect situation that you want to see for Genesis starting out.
Yeah, stuck between a rock and a hard place there for Chu. Stuck in bar with no one else really supporting from the side of 1 HP. And that was a do or die, hit your shots kind of moment. And unfortunately for Chu, they weren't able to get those shots on target in time to really make it worthwhile. And unfortunately, Reapus there does actually end up wasting one of those concussion grenades from their launcher instead of opening up the line of sight. So that's going to be a little bit of utility clear taken off the board from Genesis off a little bit of a timing mistake. But we still have these players for 1 HP, Bean, Louis, Yeji, and Ani in really aggressive positioning to be able to stop these entries coming out from this landing take. And as I say that,